Hi, I'm Margot, a Florida real estate agent in Sarasota. And before we dive in, I want to say this up front. If you own a home in Florida, especially a higher value home, or you're considering moving to Florida, this video could save you a significant amount of money over time. So please stick with me until the end. And if you find this video helpful, I'd appreciate a like, and I suggest you subscribe because in the future, I'm going to be doing more videos on tax advantages and properties in Florida. You've probably heard the word homestead, but many people don't actually understand why it matters, particularly for property taxes. So today I'm going to explain what homestead is, what it really means in Florida, who qualifies and who doesn't, and why the most valuable benefit of homestead is something called Save Our Homes, which protects homeowners from rapidly rising property taxes. In Florida, homestead means your home is your primary full-time residence. It's not automatic. You must apply for it. It only applies to full-time residents, and so if you have a second home, a seasonal home, or an investment property, you cannot claim homestead. And this is one of the most common misconceptions that I see. Many people have heard about the homestead exemption, which reduces the taxable value of a home by $50,000. But for higher value homes, that exemption is not where the real savings come from. The real financial protection begins once homestead activates Save Our Homes. This amendment limits how much your home's assessed value can increase each year. This is extremely important because property taxes are calculated based on an assessed value and not a market value. And these two numbers could be very different over time. Even if your home's market value increases dramatically, Save Our Homes prevents your assessed value from rising at the same pace. It caps the increase at 3% annually, or the rate of inflation, whichever is lower. Over many years, this creates a widening gap between the market value and the assessed value. And that gap can translate into tens or even hundreds of thousands of dollars in tax savings for long-term homeowners. This is why two very similar homes on the same street can have vastly different property tax bills. The homeowner who bought their home years ago has had their assessed value capped year after year under Save Our Homes, while the homeowner who bought more recently starts closer to today's market value. So homestead does not freeze your property taxes. Your tax bill can still go up. Save Our Homes doesn't prevent local governments from adjusting millage rates. However, what it does is control the growth of your assessed value, which is what protects the homeowners over time as values rise. An important clarification is that you can file for homestead in any year as long as the home is your primary residence, but you do not receive retroactive benefits for years you missed. And this means that the sooner the homestead is filed, the better. Save Our Homes begins protecting you, and that makes the deadline critical. To receive homestead benefits for a given tax year, you must apply by March 1st. So if you buy a property and you miss that deadline, you typically have to wait until the following year for Save Our Homes protection to begin. And this will permanently affect your tax trajectory. There is also an additional benefit that most people don't know about tied to homestead called portability. If you sell a homesteaded property and buy another primary residence in Florida within 3 years, you may be able to transfer up to $500,000 of your Save Our Homes benefit to the new property from the existing property, which can significantly reduce property taxes on the new property. So you may be hearing more lately about property taxes because home values are up and insurance costs are up. New tax proposals are being discussed. Here's the key takeaway though. Homestead and Save Our Homes are not going away. They are the foundation of Florida's property tax system, especially for higher value homes. So now that we've talked about Homestead and really why Save Our Homes matters, the next question is, what might change? So in a video coming up, I'll break down the new Florida property tax proposals and what they could mean for homeowners. And they're all good. If you're buying, selling, or trying to make smart long-term decisions as a Florida homeowner, I'm always happy to be a resource.